disclaimer because I'm about to probably mispronounce the name of Ms. Red Star's tribal group, which is Absolute or Absoluke, otherwise known as Crow. And Ms. Red Star is a contemporary multimedia artist. She was born in Billings, Montana. Let's start by looking at her work. And I'm going to share the screen and show a slideshow that I created of her work. And here we go. Welcome. And another apology, the images of her work that I found on the internet are very blurry. These are all photographs, so they're already recreations of her work. They're not showing her work to the fullest advantage. I believe this is she. So this is a picture of her in an installation that she has created of herself in traditional Crow dress, but in a contemporary setting. And she likes to do this frequently, where she is combining Crow tradition with European or white American contemporary traditions. So she juxtaposes popular depictions of Native Americans with authentic cultural and gender identities. Her work has been described as funny, brash, and surreal. She likes to confront romanticized representations of Native Americans, particularly female Native Americans. One of her particular interests is trying to combat the stereotype of Native Americans being deeply connected to nature. She finds this particular stereotype funny and not always true. So she's always fighting against this idea that Native American people understand and are closer to nature than other people. She was also deeply affected by trips to natural history museums in which she saw Native American people put in tableaus. You know, if you've ever been to the Natural Museum of History in New York City, you'll frequently see images and dummies of Native American people in windows in vitrine set against natural backgrounds where Native American people might have been living at certain points in history. So she has recreated these kinds of scenes, but with funny things like, for example, this blow up image of a deer. That's actually a rubber blow up doll of a deer behind her. And it's funny. I hear somebody here laughing. It's meant to be amusing. It's not a painting, it's a photograph. It's yeah, I don't know if she spray painted it or if that's the way it comes. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's interesting.
Unless it's not a geese. Unless it's not a geese. And a family of deer, but it's not exactly deer. So there's different types of deer. There's white-tailed deer, and antelope.
Yeah, I'm not sure what species this animal is. Those are good ideas, Daniel. I think you know way more about it than I do. So thank you for your information. Daniel is trying to figure out what species of deer it is. Is it a white-tailed deer? I don't know. But she's definitely manipulated it. That's a really good thought, Nicola. It's definitely colored to kind of go perhaps with the buffalo head, the skull that's on the ground in the foreground. So the head is black. The horns of the skull in the foreground are also black. She was born in 1981 in Billings of absolute Crow and Irish descent. And she was raised in Pryor, Montana on the Crow Reservation. And the Crow Reservation is a sovereign nation. It's a cultural powerhouse. They have their own constitution and their own set of laws. She left the reservation at 18 and went to Montana State University in Bozeman, and she attended the university there from 2000 to 2004 and studied art and Native American studies. And growing up biracial, Red Star went through identity issues. At elementary school, she was afraid of her classmates knowing that her grandparents were white. And when she left the reservation, she had to deal with otherness. The responses she received to her identity and identity-based artwork often damaged her confidence. She later learned to embrace the identity and was completely comfortable with it at 26 when she had her own daughter. She incorporated her cultural identity into her work and reflecting on her childhood and where she grew up. Again, this is an installation. This is her daughter in the foreground. No, sorry, I'm so sorry. This is a collage. So this is actually a frieze that she has created along a wall in a gallery, and I'm going to show it to you. We're going to watch a video of her talking about her work, and you're going to get to see this whole very long collage that she's installed right here at a local museum. I'm not going to name it. I want you to be surprised at where this exhibition took place. A frieze, thank you for asking that question, Eileen. A frieze is a very long wall installation of art. So it can extend for a very long stretch along a wall. It's spelled Frieze. I'll put it in the chat for everyone later. Teepees are the traditional houses of the people of the Crow tribal group, and they are plains and mountain region Indians. The reservation extends through Montana and quite a few states. I think the Dakotas. This is one of her installation photographs. Again, apologies, it's very, very blurry.
Yes, like a cardboard cutout, it seems.
Yes. So again, she's thinking about those tableau and natural history museums, and it's a completely fictitious creation on her part. It's all made up. It's a self-portrait photograph against a completely fake landscape. So again, she's playing around with this stereotype of Native American folks being the people who understand nature and who are so close to nature that they get it more than any other people.
Why is she fighting?
It's interesting. I don't know. I guess. Okay, Esty is wondering, for those of you at home who probably cannot hear what she's saying, Esty's wondering why she does not feel proud of this idea, but it is a stereotype that many of us assume to be a truth, and perhaps that's why she's treating it with humor. It's not something that she is saying she's not proud of, but she's satirizing it.
I don't see it fun.
You don't think it's funny, Daniel?
No,
I don't think it's funny either.
Essie doesn't think it's funny either. Okay.
Maybe she was holding. Maybe it was solely kind of holding like a rubber chicken or doing something or doing a funny thing,
Okay.
making it silly.
Well,
That's literally what it is, actually.
No,
Why?
it looks like there's a stuffed turkey or chicken or something next to her in the bottom right corner.
Well, it's one of those blow up things, but it's a skull. It's another
Oh.
buffalo skull
Here.
Yeah.
or a deer skull. Yes. Which is kind of like a rubber chicken.
I mean, it looks good, but humorous, I don't see it.
All right. Well, we are going to watch a video in which she's going to talk about her own work, and maybe this question will be answered for us, because these are great that you're saying these things and asking these questions.
Is it collage, did you say?
No, this is, I believe, a photograph of an installation that she created. Or it could be both. I'm not sure, Esty. I'm not sure. Again, this is a self-portrait within a natural setting. Her work is a variety of media, yes. Her photographs combine stereotypical and authentic images, references to the past and modern day. Many are self-portraits. She often includes cliched representations of Native Americans, colonialisms, the environment, and her own family. She describes her work as layering influences from her tribal background, daily surroundings, aesthetic experiences, collected ephemera, and conjured histories that are both real and imagined. I'm going to go through these quickly now. This is she with her daughter in another photograph of an installation.
Okay, that one can be a little bit unintentionally funny because of the makeup.
Okay.
And apparently there's a haunted doll.
It's like a Japanese kabuki or something.
Okay. Okay, we have some disagreement going on here. So Esty says it looks a little bit kabuki, but Sestrai says no. Okay, cool.
Looks like a kabuki.
Well, I think this photograph is definitely emphasizing the makeup that they're wearing, and maybe that's what people are thinking. But listen, though she often deals with serious issues of Native American culture, she often employs humor through the inclusion of inflatable animals, fake scenery, and other elements in the work. In her photography, Red Star often depicts herself in traditional elk tooth dresses that she creates. That's pretty amazing. That's a lot of work, making the dresses that she wears. Elk tooth, there are teeth from elk that are hung on the dresses as decoration, like beads. So in these series of photographs, they're pretty awesome. She found historic photographs of Crow chiefs, and she started doing historic research into what their clothing meant. And with a red pen, she circled and documented what the symbolic meaning of each article of clothing they were wearing. And she did many of these. I love them. They're some of my favorite pieces of art that she created. There's another one. Donna, sit anywhere. Red Star has advocated for improved opportunities for Native women in the art world. In 2014, she curated Wendy stars Wild West and Congress of Rough Riders of the World, the first ever all-native contemporary art exhibition at Bumbershoot, which took place in Seattle during the annual music concert. There were 10 artists that exhibited, and most of them were Native artists that primarily worked with identity-based artworks. This piece I don't quite understand. This is a collage. She characterizes her work as research-based, especially as she investigates and explores cliched Hollywood images like beautiful maidens or Western landscapes. This is her daughter. This one is a painting. I think this may be the last picture. She now lives in Seattle, Washington. She lectures all over the place, including Yale University, and has shown in countless art museums, including many right here in New York City. And we're going to go from this slideshow to the video in which she's being interviewed. Any last minute thoughts about the slideshow before we go? It is a YouTube video, and hopefully we will not have any technical difficulties like we had last week. Whoops, it's already started. It's not going full screen. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Folks at home, can you see it? Still not really full screen.
Here with Wendy to pull this show together. So it's very exciting that it's come together tonight after so long in the planning process.
Wendy Red Star, A Scratch on the Earth, is a mid-career retrospective of one of America's rising young artists. Wendy's work explores her identity as a member of the Crow tribe, and she chose the Newark Museum in part because of its collection of both historic and contemporary Native American art. New galleries dedicated to the Native artists of North America opened in 2016.
That experience in 2016 was a great one for reconnecting with the local Lenni Lenape communities. So it kind of really refocused the fact that this literally is Lenape land that the museum is sitting on. And the Lenape Trail runs right through the city of New York.
The catalog for Wendy's exhibit acknowledges
I don't know what happened, Daniel. I don't know. The best I can do. Sorry.
When I was in grad school, I think it was around the holiday times and I wasn't able to go home. And I was really missing home. Without even really consciously thinking about it, I knew I could find pro stuff, pro objects if I went to the Natural History Museum. And now I'm like, wow, that's kind of morbid, right? My experience there is what led to the making of the work. And when I walked into the museum, I walked into this giant brontosaurus and all these dinosaur bones. And I walked into the native galleries, dark in there. I found some pro material, but I also was witness to everybody like looking at the native objects and realizing, wow, you know, I'm sure the audience, just the way that we've sort of been set up, immediately as we walk through the door assumes that these people no longer exist. And there were dioramas that looked like Montana, and I was like, I need to take this back and make this piece that articulates my experience.
The Four Seasons photographs launched her career. Ever since, Wendy Red Star has been creating work centered around Native American history and her life, growing up on the Crow Reservation in Montana.
So this is my first eagle for my first stand. For crows, it's called a wisdom feather, or AKA eagle buck feather, because it's located near the tail, the seat of knowledge and the soul of the bird. So what I've learned is that people don't know about Native people at all. They don't know the history, which isn't just Native history, it's US history.
Wendy began to consider how images of Native Americans are used in our culture, such as a photo of Medicine Crow on a bottle of tea.
And it made me wonder, like, the people that are using these images, do they know his name? Do they know that he's Crow? Do they know that he's from Montana? And I started thinking, wait a minute, I don't know what happened that day when he sat down to take that portrait. And so it was that one question, and it just led me on this incredible adventure, looking through archives, going through history.
The note she took became part of a new series using the historic peace delegation photos as a starting point.
It wasn't just him. It was a group of 6 chiefs, and there are portraits of 5 of the 6 chiefs that are delegation portraits from 1880. They were going there to meet the president because the US government was trying to put a train through a large chunk of our hunting territory. And like all of these things started coming out of this one project. The more and more that I dug, the more things were revealed, the more I knew I didn't know things, and it just kind of kept going. So I do use a mix of photography, some of my own photography, some archival photography, and some of my family's photography.
Wendy took her own photos for the series Home is Where My Teepee Sits, showing life on the Crow Reservation today. In the 19th century, its original size was over 38 million acres.
Our current reservation has been reduced down to like 2.25 million acres. And so basically, what I'm articulating with this work is what the current reservation looks like. What I know of the Crow Indian Reservation today, because this is where I grew up, and these are sort of the normal things that you would see if you were to drive through my reservation. You run into these objects, which are these reservation cars, sort of these broken down cars that have different lives, that they become storage units or a place for me and my cousins to like play in. I love sweat lodges. I find them really fascinating, especially when you're driving around my reservation, because they're just out in the landscape. You see these weird dome things, and I like that they're very utilitarian, that they're covered in blankets and carpet and anything that you find to keep the heat contained inside for when they use it.
Wendy built her own sweat lodge at the Newark Museum. While there are no hot rocks or steam, climbing inside does transport you to another reality.
The significance when you go inside for the Crow is that it's a place to sort of get away from the outside world, to pray and think about others, and to kind of reconnect with your spiritual side. So when I go back home and you see some of these photos of the broken down red cars or the government houses, one would think, oh, this is like a poor community. But for me, I don't see that at all. I just see the cultural richness and vastness of it all. And also considering my ancestors fought so hard for us to keep our cultural knowledge.
Yeah. I hope that's off now. It is. Okay. That was the problem last week. And what time is it? I wanted to show you one last quick slideshow. I have a quick slideshow of things that are Crow. Far from an extensive slideshow, but I thought it might help you with your work today. And I think the interview helped to understand her work more. Esty, is it clear to you now why she does the images? No. Okay. Well, you know what I always say, true art is enigmatic. It makes you question, or not. We're left with questions about her work, and I like that. I think that's what makes it so cool. And I hope you all do too. So this is the tribal seal of the Crow Nation. I thought it might be cool for everyone to look at. With the two chief headdresses and the teepee in the middle. Very bright colors. This image I'm putting up because I want people to really understand that the Crow people are alive and well today. So they're being honored by President of the United States right now, even though this picture is a little outdated, but the Crow Nation is a vibrant, working nation and a sovereign nation, as I mentioned before. They have their own constitution and laws. They govern themselves. I don't know the population. Somebody could look that up. It's a lot of people because they cover a lot of territory. She did say the number of acres, but they cover multiple states in the United States.
It says about 12,000 people old, while roughly 7,000 live in the Crow Indian Reservation in Montana.
Thank you, Tara. And these are people, oh, they're also incredible horse people. They have a great affinity with horses and are very famous for their ability at training and raising horses. These are Crow people dancing. And this is one of the photographs that Wendy Red Star referenced in her work. So I wanted to show it to you unmarked by the artist. This also is one of the photographs she used, I believe. So these are historic photographs. Obviously, these aren't contemporary works. This also, I think this is an elk dress that this child is wearing. People were asking about the elk teeth. And this is the last picture that I'm going to show. I think there may be one more. No, that's the last. All right. So, any further comments, ideas, thoughts? Today, for our project, I brought in a variety of materials because Wendy was a mixed media artist herself. And for those of you who received the email from me, I invited you to bring in family photos as well, or photographs of yourself. Obviously, if you're new to this class, you didn't get my email, so you probably don't have that. You could take a self-portrait on your phone. You could do a selfie and use it. And my invitation to you today is to think about yourself in traditional dress of your own particular cultural background or heritage, and do a mixed media collage work about yourself. Or I have brought in printouts with Native American symbols on them. You could do something referencing Native American culture. You could create an abstract image using Native American symbols. You could do something about nature. That's a mixed media piece using Native American symbols. Those of you who are at home, you can look on the internet and print out pictures of Native American symbols. Or the final option, I will put up one of the old photographs of a crow, and you can copy that. You can practice your drawing skills and copy one of the old photographs of a crow. Any questions about what we're doing today? All your media for this class are at the back. There are paper plates for you to pour acrylic paint on. There is also watercolor paint, which I just realized I don't think I've put it out yet. There's plenty of paper, brushes, cups, water, drawing equipment. Everything that you should need is on the back counter and the back table. Any questions about what we're making today, either folks at home or here? No? We're good to go then. Have fun, enjoy, and let's celebrate the Native American culture of this great land. Before I put up the picture, I'm going to put in the chat the word freeze. Oh, Stephanie, thank you so much. Stephanie put in the chat information about medication that she's taking. Thank you. That's very kind. I think it was meant for you, Eileen, though. Stephanie put information about her medication.
Is that on the screen?
Yes, it's up on the screen.
You got it.
Thank you.
I probably was not about this. Maybe walking, but I live a block away, so I can see, the new. Yeah, everything looks great.
So, I'm going to put up a really complicated image of a crow person, not a crow bird. The more complex the image is, the easier it is for you to copy. I know it makes no sense, but it will engage the right side of your brain. Folks at home, let me know if you can see it. Folks here, you should be able to see it on the screen, correct? Everyone here, can you take a moment to look up at the screen? You can see it well, right? Okay, cool.
What do you think those are on his head?
Probably buffalo or elk horns.
Wow.
That's I believe that's a painting now.
This is a photograph.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Did she take it? Somebody famous.
No, it's probably a classic image.
Like, what's his name?
I have no idea who this is.
Chief. What's his name?
I don't know who he is. I don't think it's a painting. I'm pretty sure it's a photograph, yeah. So it's gotta be a contemporary, relatively new, because it's a colored photograph. At least in the 1900s photograph. I did say I was gonna put up a historic picture. Is this okay? Would we prefer black and white?
No, let people make it black and white if they wanna draw in black and white, that way they, yeah.
You're the only one who's even looked. I'm innocent, okay. Welcome to the class.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're here. Watercolors down. Still trying on your back. Or do you have some money? Oh, Simona is donating supplies for us before she leaves. $30 not mine. Thank you, Simona. Everybody make sure you say thank you. Thank you. Here's watercolor. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm gonna end up like.
And I hope everyone really heard that the new only a few miles from here, has one of the greatest collections of Native American art in the entire country. And you can get there by train, you don't even have to drive. It's a wonderful museum. The Newark Museum, Newark. One of New Jersey's best kept secrets.
What street? It's on Broad Street, I think.
I think it is Broad Street.
It's on like in the main part of
can
downtown Newark.
With half train, and then they have a light rail stop to the Newark Museum. Or you can take a taxi from the station Newark, I think it costs like $3. Oh, yeah, you can use the pocket there. You could do a selfie. Some kind of traditional. Setting. Or. Oh, I brought Native American symbols. I did not bring more. You know, you didn't have enough room in my car.
Okay. Okay, I know.
I know, I have a black, that black, not the white. Got a lot of CR.
Second floor, you take the elevator.
Okay.
Oh. My mother. Yeah.
Didn't see what you're saying. You can look on your phone for more images. If you don't care for this one, you can copy one of Ms. Red Star's works. That's fine. That's how artists learn from each other, through copying. Hope she's okay with that. I haven't asked her permission.
You did, Laura, didn't you say she contacted the library once? Wasn't her. Sorry. All right, folks at home, you have everything you need, I hope. I did a lot of talking this morning, but we still have quite a bit of time.
So how often are these classes?
Every Wednesday.
And Tuesday, right? Tuesday, not here.
Oh, I have another class, yes, Tuesday afternoons at the Multipurpose Center at Second and Grand from 1:30 to 3:30.
And those are also art focused.
Yes. And they are also free and open to the public. Tara, if you would like to come, you're more than welcome.
So is the Tuesday class and Wednesday class?
They're different. They're different, and I have a live mod. We have a live mod.
Oh, you do like
Drawing
drawing.
as well as do other stuff. Other mod.
I've never done a like class. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm currently laid off, so while I'm laid off, we do stuff during the day. See, that's making lemonade. Damn, I wish I had a lemonade right now, but that's making it.
And you're lucky that the city has been.
Oh, listen, I'm a fourth generation.
The only thing
I
missing-
love the
The
city.
only missing is the-
Gene Caspero,
the only thing missing is the movie theater.
have you lived here a long time?
Yes.
Yeah.
79.
Okay, so my grandfather ran Joe's Auto Body in second. They filmed the Sylvester Stallone. The Gene Casperos have been here since the 20s. Grandfather. And then my dad ran it after he died, and then we turned it into the apartment complex there that my grandmother owned until she died. And now I live in my grandmother's apartment because that's old Hoboken for you. Typical Italians. But yeah, so trust me, I'm glad you're still. Oh, yeah, I was raised in Bergen County because my dad was like, oh, we should raise the kids in back here. I'm coming back home. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever leave. I want to leave. Oh, I don't know her now. She's well, how old is she?
I mean, we're not really friends, so we're on the same committee. at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I really would not want to spend a, you know, they've been working out. Yeah, I was much out here. No.
much more interesting than me. And I grew up in the South.
Where did you grow up?
Mars Plains.
Oh, okay, I mean, I know it, but.
That's where the train stop is. I live very close to the train station.
We used to go there all the time. I haven't been too much.
Randolph?
Oh, yeah, Randolph has the great community college there, actually. It's, yeah, they've got a great audio program, it's really cool.
And probably played each other. Maybe this one. No, I was not doing my friend, but we played Madison over Summit. Yeah. So we were in the same time. I'm older. That part, I know it's changed. We've changed all the time. What? I don't know. The way college. Oh, you're working. I just tell her like she writes. It's warm in here today. How happy are we about that?
Toasty, it's usually 3.
Oh, wait, this looks like. Like you.
So wait, what committee is this that you're,
The Arts Advisory Committee.
and that's Hoboken specifically?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's for public art.
Well, I would love to get some information from you on that. Do you guys ever need any help?
There's a library grant. That's what's run by that class. But I'm like sending. Yeah. Yes, you can copy. Yes, you can copy the images too. Quite a few of you are doing that.
Do you guys assume this versus the same?
We're advising there.
Your info, the anti-post.
I'm happy to talk to you about it. What you would have to do is eventually talk to the mayor's office, who's the person who makes plans. Oh, just kind of like where the thing is going. They're all unique and
Oh, it is, yeah, I, part of my work is event planning, so if there's ever. Depends, like, I'm happy to.
You should attend the whole chamber of songs.
Okay.
They also put up public art.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't think that's involved in the town, that was, I guess I
Oh,
would
you
like
should
to be.
probably chamber. And the business, the whole business alliance. That's
Yeah,
the business alliance people. You want to connect with them. I don't know who's in charge of it these days, but they are go-getter people.
okay.
They do a lot with public art. You know the mural by the pass station? The big vertical mural of
Yeah,
some historic whoever. It
Yeah.
looks like Ben Franklin, but it's not.
yeah, that was.
They did that. Yes, yes. The scissors are there. They're all buried by the mag.
Where are you at? Getting ideas, but you are all arguments.
Folks at home are all off camera, so I'm assuming you're good.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna table with the John.
Yeah.
Child. Shows up, you know, it all shows up.
Yeah. But she's beautiful, my goodness. Yeah. I got, you know what, I kind of like it, because then you could draw this like she's in the
Now I
wind.
have her as a baby. I could draw her as a mother. And this, oh.
You could do a picture of her adult face, make a commentary on how quickly time passes. She'll always be your little girl. Boom,
Yeah,
arts.
I know, that's what I would want to start with. And I'm like, look at that arm, like, it's like,
Yeah,
all of it is in the arm, it's like this little pose, and I'm like,
I like that a
so
lot.
which mom is like this? Nice and secure.
I like this.
Yeah. Yeah. You can have it.
Well, see, the thing is, you could
Maybe
like,
maybe you'll have.
I'm here, I'm trying to understand.
you could reinterpret that and put text that's meaningful to you behind instead of what's here.
I didn't, I found out.
What's
Here's another,
meaningful to
it's another hand,
Kids? What?
it's another hand.
Yes.
There's a thong, so.
I don't know. I just don't know exactly like. Look, see, like, I already gave it before, I already have. Sounds like what
You can always make them there, and you can keep some weird thing, I'm supposed to miss signatures. Like, yeah, you just kind of
Right. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, okay. Bring it next time so I can see it. Yeah. So either send me a date and let the thing bring it in next time.
Maybe you have some idea of where to go.
Okay, still quiet on the home front. We're good. Remember, folks at home, you can always call out my name if you need anything or if you want to share. Any problems, let me know, please. Or any good stuff, let me know. Art is good. Art is not supposed to be. Or one, the sleeve. She's on that shirt, the shoulder. You see that? Top of the sleeve. Up here. The arm was covered in full shoulder. That might help. So that means the wrist. You have it down. Hobby, my last name is Hasio, and there's way up the light. Cheeks.
You know what, guys? I think maybe I'm wrong. This may be a painting. The more I'm looking at it, the more I think it's a painting.
I think so.
So I don't know why I insisted on it being a photograph. I think it's, now I'm sure it's a painting, so forgive me. And I'm looking at it on the phone and it's definitely a painting.
Yeah, the background and the textiles look very
It's so
photorealistic.
textured, yeah.
But the face to me looks like a painted face.
Maybe Photoshop.
It's a photo of a painting, is what it is. So I'm sorry about that for misrepresenting. So beautiful. Eileen, you just went and did this? Yeah, it's really beautiful. You could collage. That's what I'm doing. Oh, okay. So pretty. Now it's not. There's so much I could do to expand what source material is here.
No, so I'm gonna send the system picture. My job is for
hand covers his feet. We cannot see his feet. What he did is basically show us the way you're going to show that is when you do the color. Oh. Love a little in the bottom, it will be the same different color. That should be the title of this course. There is too much have fun. It's better than art. I really like the one you're doing.
I think art with Liz is nice. It's succinct.
Thanks. What was it? The original name was. Duran, come back, Duran. Something about the pandemic, which is what got, excuse me, really tired. Art in isolation.
Oh, I would, yeah, I
So
would
we
be
have
tired.
to get. We need your help, you know. Yes, me. Yes. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, well, you have a lot going on, so. Do you really need all of these pictures? They all include. What are you trying to accomplish with this? What are you trying to show? I don't know. I'm trying to show that you put mother and friend. Of all these people. If you were to cut the individual.
I have to tell my therapist that my collage on the big.
Have some finance, some, you know,
Failures. I feel like I have to go talk to my like all this shit.
Listen to you. You don't have to. What are suggestions? Yeah. So I'm
It's like
struggling with
about
this
it.
issue. Not sport, this issue. That's my situation.
Look at me, twins. This is really. I mean, yeah.
I don't remember how to use it. Yes. How old is she? Everybody's ancient. 81, 84. She must be older. I'd like to say she was.
No, you know what, this is. This is a good challenge.
Like a.
Beautiful house.
Yeah. Yep, I do. How was it?
Good.
Not exactly, I just do one.
Trying to
I
say
never
no.
had, every time I don't go with plans.
I love this one.
Yeah. Working it into the whole picture. The. I think I could do another one, but this one is already. But this one, the next one. I'm gonna put that in there. Next year.
Sweat. So it needs something dark behind it to make it less. Zippy. So maybe there's another. Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I can see.
It needs a little behind it, it needs dark shadow behind it, to blend it into the larger picture. Yeah, what I'm saying? It's- Yeah, and what I would do is I would just take a wet brush. And then blend some of that dark edge into the light green behind. That shadow. Stopping with just a damp brush. Do a little bit at a time and see if you like it. And if you don't like it, stop. Very nice. I would blend into the back. Little fading on the back.
Oh, God. Like that. Stop not bringing beads today.
Yeah, don't forget to mute folks at home, please. Somebody is not muted. You see how you have it in a circle? I would color inside of the circle around it. Very beautiful. Don't compare your work to anybody else's. You know, since we're all doing so many different things.
basic, but it's hard to draw. The learning thing. The simpler it is, the harder it is to draw. How many times have I said that stuff? The more complex, the easier it is to draw. It's hard to accept and believe, but it's true. Paper towel for blending. Wendy. Okay. Oh, you're trying to imitate this.
No, like the medium,
Oh, okay.
imitating the from digital.
Oh, okay. Got it. Finally got it. Slow on the uptake.
Sometimes the blending is too easy.
You think you're still gonna use the key?
Yeah, now, yeah, kind of like the back thing, like, I'm gonna read it to say that. I don't think that natural history museum gonna have collages that come from the thing. I don't know, they will think that it's not original, probably it's kind of like a kind of plagiarism.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's say that it's criticizing.
We're not pretending to be anthropologists. We're artists.
Yeah. I'm sure for me, the trouble with the hard edge here in this shape now needs to be like this now needs to be somehow with a larger culture. So maybe this needs a here.
Or maybe this curve, this red. I'll blend that in with these are the large. You can see the larger teeth. Pretty to see where you're going. Very good. Love watching things evolve. It's a privilege. Me. Thank you very much, everyone. I get to see the inside of the working of your brain. It's really, no, it's a privilege. Yep, don't you think? It softens the whole thing. I like. Well, by painting, you're actually drawing. But you prefer drawing with paint rather than pencil, and that's okay. You're creating shape, therefore you are drawing. But if you don't want to call it drawing, it's okay. I'm pulling myself an artist. Yeah. That's great. And this is beautiful. Keep going. I want this to be filled in. Yeah. See? I'm trying to figure out where inside of it.
Can you see where that shoulder is?
Yes, you want me to trim? Yeah, not need.
I can't see the shoulder.
Not yet. I just ordered a class set of watercolor pencils. They're on their way. Can't wait for them to come. Yeah, we used to have a lot of watercolor pieces a while ago, and I just haven't had time to order new ones. Yeah, this is terrific. For the beast. Yeah. But sometimes I think I'm not getting into this right now. Okay. That's part of being an artist. We're never good at sets. Bring the beats. The yellow in the background really makes. Lucky to be able to step into life, even if it's just for an hour, you get absorbed in your own mind. Symbolize. Right.
Deciding whether or not I like this still a mini piece or not. Can't decide. Nothing more than two colors. Colors. So I was gonna say, I think. Yeah, we are teeth.
Teaching since 1973. Doing arts. 7 years old.
What is your usual participating rate?
Every
Sculpture, everything.
right now, since the pandemic, I'm very involved with large scale drawings. Okay. Do drawings that are 10 to 5.
Do you want to promote what you're doing this weekend?
I completely forgot. Thank you, Heather. Yeah. Hoboken Artist Studio Tours this Sunday, 1 6 p.m. and I and my husband, Ewan, will be showing the 6th floor of the Newman Leather Building, which the entrance is on Newark and Park Street.
Well, what's happening this weekend?
The Hoboken Artist Studio Tour. And my work will be on display on the 6th floor of the Newman Leather Building. The entrance is at Newark and Park Street. And it goes from 1 to 6 p.m. on Sunday, November 13th. So I'm going to put that in the chat. This Sunday, November 13th, from 1 to 6 p.m. E-booth, Joy, and I will be showing our work at the Hoboken Artist Studio Tour from, I already said, from 1 to 6 p.m. on the 6th floor in Studio 6H of the Newman Leather Building. And if you look at the address, it says 300 Observer Highway, but the entrance is is at Park, or is it Park or Willow? I think it's Park. Park. You think it's Willow? At Willow and First Streets.
Is this for artists who rent studio space or it's a gallery?
Well, there are art shows all over the city of Hoboken. If you go to the City of Hoboken website, you can download a map of where all the studios are. And do come. Everything is beautiful. Original artwork by artists, many, many artists from all over the city. And what you like, you can actually buy. Bring friends. And Tara, if you want to be on my email list, please write your email address on this. You're getting my emails.
Yeah.
What? Let me change that.
Right here.
Okay, thank you. I'll be right back for that. You are correct. Sunday is the 12th, not the 13th.
So you put it right there. Let me just, I want to take a picture of that.
Like most artists, I'm terrible at self-promotion. What can I say? So I'm going to send you an email. You have to reply to me in order for me
To know,
add
yeah,
you
I
to
can
the-
confirm.
Yeah, please.
No.
Yep, once you're on my list, I can add you to the Tuesday list also. And so sorry, everyone, we have 4. Oh, let's take a vote. Who wants to share today? Raise your hand if you want to share. The options are to share or to keep working.
Share.
You want to share? Daniel, you're already finished. Okay, so we had 2 hands up only for sharing.
Same.
I want to see everyone, but
Yeah, I'm happy to do both.
All right, here's what we're going to do. It looks like the majority of people want to keep working. If you want to share, we're going to give you that option as well. So, Daniel, in 4 minutes, you can share. Not yet. Probably now 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, you can share. If you want, you could start cleaning, Dan. And then you really are a champion today.
wow, but now 5 minutes, no more. No.
So keep working. No, don't think about cleaning up yet, because most people don't want to share. We don't have to clean up quite yet. I like her work. I've never seen it in person. Somehow I did not know she was having that big show at the Newark Museum. I wish that I had known.
When was that show?
It was a while ago. I think I was told about it because one of my best friends is an educator at the museum, and it probably went in one ear and out the other. And I stupidly missed the opportunity to see it. (2019) was February 23rd to June 16th, 2019. So it was during the pandemic or right before. Was right before COVID was at its worst. Because the Newark Museum was closed during COVID. They completely shut down. Did you start all over? Okay. If you have time at home with nothing to do, copying like this, you can really learn it. I encourage you to do more. Wonderful. Terrific musician. Well, the whole thing works, but the bottom half really is stronger than the top. I think it's good. There's a lot going on here. Maybe you might want to think about eliminating some of this text. It's a little confusing to the eye. It's integrated into the entire. Then you've chosen to jazz up the text more, which actually makes it fit more of the picture. But for the overall composition, I like it. Here, look at it from the. You sit there and look at it. Is it better without this? Yeah, it's more. What? It's easier. Want to have more depth. Yeah, depth. Thing to think about. Think about it for a few more minutes before you do anything. Dress.
And I wanna put, they're the same. Yeah, but I just, I appreciate you just saying that.
I'm thinking visual.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying. That's the thing, but I appreciate it.
Doesn't matter for me.
I know it doesn't matter, I appreciate it. You very much.
Unless it works for you and like
Well,
you're
it will,
trying to do.
it will, but it's not stuck.
But you didn't have to sit here. I couldn't. That's why it happened. Yes, you do. Working from imagination is
I will get a little darker.
You're not gonna let me see it?
I'm not done yet, I'm not done. But you know,
No, I want you to define today's. So love.
yes, it's time to sign it.
Okay, Daniel, hop up to the computer. Here's the share. So Daniel has graciously consented to share his work. Go ahead, Daniel. Look at how cool this is, everybody. He's done mixed media collage, very reminiscent of Wendy Red Star's natural history installations. I love it. It's Kermit. It's not easy being green with Jim Henson in the middle. I love it, Daniel.
Yeah, the Jim Henson is the reason I just like it. Found it and by coincidence and there.
And these are all the Native American symbols that I brought in.
3 of them. One of them I made up.
One you made up. Which one did you make up?
Tried to guess.
I don't know. I give up. Bambi?
Yep.
This one is the made up one.
Mhm.
Awesome. Great use of collage because it really looks like you painted the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Eileen,
But I'll show mine.
can you bring it up?
Yeah, I'll do it at home.
Okay. Oh, folks at home are now are on camera. Do you want to come up and show yours? I have horribly forgotten your name yet again.
I'm Yunzi.
Yunzi. Look, Yunzi has done this wonderful drawing.
So this is the drawing of Chinese clothes for women like 300 or 400 years ago. And so the typical thing is there's a layer here with the button.
Sorry, Yunzi, 1 minute. We're sharing.
This is the cloth about from 1600 to 1900. And this one was the cloth, maybe 1.5 thousand years ago. At least 1,000 earlier than this one. So what's in common is that although 1,000 years apart, it's composed of two layers, one exterior layer, one interior layer. And also loose, specifically the sleeves. The sleeves are loose. So for the upper class or who were rich, I mean who were wealthy, the ladies wear loose sleeves to show that they don't have to work. For the labor ladies, they wear tight sleeves, so they have to work. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, very cool.
On it on top, like she did.
Oh, this is the report, Sunday's show.
Oh, but it looked like, because she had the pieces in the museum where she had written like the notes on the images. It was an accidental homage, which is great.
Well done. Anyone at home want to share? Courtney, okay. Eileen, make your way up while we do this.
I don't know if this will be visible, but that's me as a
Oh,
Viking.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Courtney, this is a drawing with colored pencil, I'm guessing?
Yes, I don't have any skin tones. I
that's-
lack skin tones at home. But yeah, that's
Well
me
done.
as a Viking.
He's a Viking, and that's from your heritage, I'm assuming.
Yep.
It's well drawn. I like all the details.
Thanks.
Excellent. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, Eileen is going to be next. Are they glued down?
No. That's why.
I'm not sure how we're going to do this.
It's too big for the camera.
Well, everything's going to fall off.
I think both were careful.
Okay, I'm not sure. Eileen hers is a work in progress. Oh, first we have to spotlight me again. Which for some reason I cannot do. Here we go. No, we can't do this, Eileen. Here we go. We can see partially. Eileen is still gluing down. She has this absolutely gorgeous photograph of her mother and other members of her family that she is working to collage together. Will you bring it next class when you're finished, please, so that we can share it properly? Yes. That's about all we can do. I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, I'm sorry because I couldn't finish it, but that's all right.
But she's got the right idea and she's headed in absolutely the correct direction. Alice, were you looking to share? Yes.
I don't know how to hold it, but
Oh, wow. You did the chief. Fantastic.
Wow.
Terrific. Terrific. And is this watercolor?
well, it's a mixture of the watercolor and the watercolor pencils.
Bravo.
Yeah, really.
Is it finished or a work in progress?
Well, it's kind of a work in progress still. I was kind of going from the top down, and so I don't really have this part correct yet. So
Magnificent.
anyway.
Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
Anyone else here who would like to share what they're working on? Nicola, come on up. Wait, here we go.
Everyone's cleaning up.
So who are these people?
Some people in the newspaper from the 70s, but I guess I like the embrace.
Okay.
And how the pose is just so perfect.
Is
And
this
so-
the first time you've used oil pastel?
No, but I haven't in a long time, and I can't say I really know how to use it. But I just
It's
much stuff
evolving
together.
beautifully. The way you're creating volume and trying to create three-dimensional quality, it's extremely well done. All right, we want to see a more finished piece. Send me a JPEG. Super, super job. Anyone else who would like to share? Did I miss anyone at home? All right, well, it is time for those of us here to clean up. I'm sorry to say, we have 2 minutes left. I will, once we're off camera. Again, just a reminder, the Hoboken Studio Tour is this Sunday, November 12th from 1 to 6 p.m. I will be showing with Ibu and Doi on the 6th floor of the Newman Leather Building. Hope to see you there. And those of you at home, you can keep working. I will see you next week when we will look at our third Native American artist. And those of you here, we must stop and clean up now. Thank you everyone for a great class. Art on.